Hi Milliger fans, it is your garden girls here at Milligers, and we want to be able to show you how to do one of our new workshops. And this is the Monarch planter, and we have two different sizes here. So there's one, I think that what is featured on the website is this one, and then my mom has the petite one. So sometimes people say that this is too big and they want different options. So they cost the same.
That's a crazy thing, but this one has was sourced from a little different, from a different country, and it has a little heavier rim, but it also has this finial on the bottom. So, but it's also the petite version, which we thought might be easier for some of you to hang. So we are offering two different price points, and we'll show you how to go about this.
So just like our jumbo hanging basket, we're going to have the soil in there partially filled, not filled all the way to the top, just so it's easier for you to put your plants in. And we always want to make sure that they are right at the level of your container. We don't want them too low because then it's going to take forever for you to see your plants. If it's too high when you water, everything is just going to run right off. So we want to keep it level with your container, which is why we have the soil a little bit lower, okay? And then you'll have some extra soil next to you that as you get your plants in place, you can fill in with that and make sure that it's nice and full. It doesn't have to be packed tight or anything like that, just full and level with the basket.
So this is part of the European garden collection, and the different thing about this from the jumbo basket is that many times with the jumbo basket with the fiber pot, we're trying to conceal it, so we're looking for things that trail way down and cover the pot. Whereas in this situation, we have a beautiful container and we kind of want to show that off. And so the things that I'm doing the shade basket. So, and it's very hard to narrow it down to 5 plants, but that's about all that fits in here. And I'll show you what I picked. So for the center, it could be a taller plant, but I kind of want this to be very peaceful and relaxing. When you think of shade, you think of ferns growing on a forest floor and things. So I'm using this maidenhair fern for the center. Not that you have to, but this is an option. So, and I'm not going to plant right away. I'm going to lay it out until I get it to look the way I want it to look, and then take the plants out of the containers. So of course I want some color, and I always say let one material lead you to another. And I started out with this beautiful lemon colored begonia, Rieger begonia, and you see that it has just flushed on the edges with a little bit of peachy salmon.
This one's called Revita.
So it's just one of 30 or more begonias that we offer. Now a little tip is that there is a back to this plant. And wherever the rounded part of the leaf is, that is the back, and the flowers are going to come on the pointed part of the leaf. So let's just put that in. And I chose to put on the opposite side something that would pick up that little edge of the begonia. So this is New Guinea Impatiens, I think, is a real nice combination.
That's very pretty, Mom. You did a great job.
Thanks. All right, so we'll put that on the opposite side. The thing is, if I put the two colors next to each other and the greenery on the other side, it's a little bit out of balance. So we don't need, when we're talking symmetry, we're really talking balance, not them being exactly the same. So now I want to have two different trailing plants that are just kind of gentle meandering. So I chose the one that has a yellow edge to repeat the idea going on in the begonia. So I'll put that in the front here, I think. And something for the back. Now we can go dark. Whenever I do foliage, I like to do light and dark. So here we have variegated. I don't want 4 variegated things, I just have one. Light green, and this little button fern is a dark green. Or I could go even lighter with this chartreuse creeping jenny. So that is one option. If I Well, let's see. If I wanted more color, I would probably choose one of the only blue shade plants, which is this marvelous Terenia Summer Wave. So, like I said, as I'm hemming and hawing here trying to figure it out, don't take anything out of the container until then. And if you decide, well, I really don't know, I think I got too much greenery, I think I'll take this one out and I think I'll replace it with a begonia, which is always one of my favorites. And that...
Well, especially this new, or not new variety, but it's one that we have fallen in love with.
Certainly relatively new, and it's the Viking series. This is the Explorer series, and it's going to come up and arching over the basket like this and just covered with flowers. So that's another option. So I can plant this while you're talking about the sun ones.
All right, sounds good. So I picked a few sun highlights just because that's one of the joys of being in the greenhouse and planting in here, is that you get to look and explore everything that we have and play around with some options. So you can set it up, make sure that you like it before you plant it, okay? So some of the fun things that I've been loving to use as our center plant is the Angelonia, and we have some new colorations. There's a beautiful, of course there's always the blue or the purple, and then we have a pink, we have a white, we have a bicolor, and then new, we have this ruby sangria, which is really pretty. It's quite a bit darker, but just something new, a new fun color, which looks really pretty with one of these Calibrachoa. This one is called Calatastic Mango. So when we talk about letting one material lead you to another, you can see the center of this one has that beautiful burgundy color, or that sangria color, and that is playing back to the Angelonia. So work with that, find something that you love, and then let that be your inspiration, and then let one material lead you to another, as we're working with right here. Of course, the Calibrachoa has been very popular. We have so many different colorations, but when you're using this, you'll notice that there is a big trend with the Calibrachoa, especially with these multicolor or bicolor different flowers, okay? But we don't want to have the whole basket be all multicolor, because then it tends to be a little bit busy, right? So find one that you get excited about. I think that this one here, this Bumblebee Pink, is really pretty. This would be a great one for some wonderful options of, again, letting one material lead you to another. We can do yellows and different shades of pink here. Even some white would be really pretty. And then I also have another one that people have been loving, is this Diva Orange, okay? So don't want to do all those together, but those are some fun options for you, okay? Same way with the petunias. This one has been very popular this year. The Supertunia is Hoopla Vivid Orchid. Really pretty, right? Something fun and new. And so that would be one to take a look at. This is this flower shower, this Mayan sunset. This was very well received. People really like this coloration. And any of the Vista petunias have been really popular. Now we have some mini options. So Vista Bubblegum has a very loyal following, but this might be a little bit aggressive for this hanging basket, because then you're not, going to be able to see the beauty of the container itself. So picking something that's a little bit more petite, a little bit smaller, might be a better option. And then really quick, I want to jump into the verbena. Okay, these are just some of the staples that we use in hanging baskets that we know are going to perform well. Everyone's loving this Superbena Cobalt because of its rich regal color. Okay, so that is one to take note of. The white is always popular because it's so crisp and fresh. It's a beautiful shade of white. Another wonderful performer in your basket. And then last but not least, I'm going to show you some of the lantana. So we have different colorations in this, but what you'll see is these little umbels have a different variety. You can see that there's different shades of pinks and yellows. On this combination, we also have the oranges and reds and yellows together, so really fun to play with this one. This is a butterfly magnet, and so that would be something fun to incorporate. And then, did you finish? Sorry. Last but not least is the Scaevola. So this is the fan flower. It doesn't look fantastic in the container itself, but once it's growing and it's planted, this is an amazing plant that is very wind tolerant also. But you can see it's just starting to bloom now. Comes in pink and white in this blue color, and this one is this Scampy blue, so Scampy's a little bit more compact. So, gosh, I might start with this pink Angelonia and putting this in the center. And then, oh yeah, and there's even a double Calibrachoa, so people really liked that too. But I'm going to work with, where did I put it? I think this, oh here, this pink combination here with this one. And so, actually I'm going to change that to the darker one.
Good.
Were you worried about me,
I was
Mom?
worrying. I was beginning to wonder.
All right. So here you can incorporate a yellow. I'm going to do this little mini tunia, and then I'm going to keep it separate from the Calibrachoa because they have very similar flower habit, okay?
I like the way you brought the yellow in from the
Thanks,
center of
Mom.
that. You did great.
And then I like the lantana, so this can go over here. I don't want to have it too close to here because these both have this combination going on, so I want to keep it a little bit spaced out.
So this larger container gets 6 plants.
So here, oh, I'm adding this white verbena to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I could do one more.
How about that petunia that has that white edge to play back to the white?
I could do this new one that everyone's loving. I don't know if I like these two together
Oh,
though.
maybe not. Well,
What else could I do? You know what? I could throw this Sophie Cascade in here. So when in doubt, add Sophie. It's one of my favorites. Obviously, we named our daughter after this ivy geranium. Geraniums in general don't play well with others, which means that they like to be in a container all by themselves. However, the ivy geraniums are great in these combinations and will be just fine. Do you agree with me on that?
yeah.
Okay. So we could put that in there, or we could add some greenery. So if you wanted to, we could do this Lysimachia and put that in here also. So again, that's a great thing. Make sure when you set it up that you like the combination. I think that looks good. And before you begin to plant, okay? So you can see how it's done. And then you want to talk about something?
Lest you forget.
Yes, I'll do this while you talk about that.
Okay. Well, most Milliger shoppers have heard us long enough to know that you really need to feed these plants, okay? It would be like having a pet and all summer saying no food for you. So it's very important that you fertilize at least once a week, if not more. And luckily, we have the perfect thing for you. We have a liquid feed that you conveniently add a capful to a sprinkling can and water. And let's just say that's your Saturday morning job. But this will make 100 gallons. It's, I don't know, $15.99, something like that.
$16.99, yeah.
Oh, well, whatever it is like 15 cents or 16 cents a feeding. So it's organic. It is relatively inexpensive, does a great job, and you will be rewarded beyond measure for helping your plant to survive the summer months. So when people say that things petered out, things do not peter out. Annuals give more than any other plant, and they are designed to keep on blooming till frost. So anything petering out is starving, okay? So in any case, it's super important, so we don't want you to forget that.
You feed your pets, you feed your fish, you feed your dogs.
And
I
your
like
turtle.
to eat, and my tortoise.
Yeah.
He likes to eat. I probably feed him too much, but it's so fun. So it's the same way with your plants of making sure that they get fed, and they will be so much happier, and so will you.
So I suggest that rather than clutter up your container with all of the labels, that you take them all out and either bring a baggie with you or just take them home and throw them in a baggie, and then you will know for next year what you had or what worked or what didn't work or what you loved, and hopefully you're going to love the whole thing. So that's better than having these things sticking in all over the container.
Yeah, you want no more.
Now we'll be serving wine at the workshop, of course, and we're pretty accommodating as far as, just got in the wrong roll. Gotta fix it.
I put it
Well,
there
that's why
because
we're not
I
going to have
wanted
you work with it on, but it will hang beautifully. We used to call these butterfly baskets. I don't know why.
Now they're monarchs.
Yeah. Well, that's a butterfly.
It is. You're right. See why I put
So
it there?
this is why we're not working with it on, but once it's hanging up, it'll be beautiful. Okay?
All right, so all the details, you can sign up in stores or online. Any questions you have, these will be on display during the other workshops. If you're coming to like the jumbo hanging basket, you'll be able to see these and you can ask us questions anytime. We will see you soon in the greenhouse.